Good morning, folks. It is a beautiful late January morning, and I'm sure you can tell by the squeaky snow, it's a refreshing January morning with a northwest wind blowing. I've got a fire on in the shop. Let's head in there and see what the project we've got on the go is for today. Today's job involves fixing old Betsy my chainsaw. It's an 036 Stihl, or for the purists among us, a Stihl. A long time ago, I bet it was 20 years ago, the saw got nipped and I broke a piece out of the casting here. And as you can see, when I repaired it, I used what I had. There's a piece of fence wire right here. Now, other than replacing that fence wire 2 or 3 times, it's been like this for, I'll bet, close to 20 years. So a couple years ago on Kijiji, I happened to see an ad for 036 chainsaws. So I bought a short block off a guy. It's had a piston seizure. Really, all I would like it for is this piece of the casting here. So I'm going to take my chainsaw apart, pull the jug off, split the casting, and hopefully install this one on there, and I won't feel so guilty as having a piece of fence wire holding my chainsaw together. Step 1. Let's get rid of some of the accumulated bar oil and sawdust and grime and everything else on here. Let's take this flywheel key out. Step 2, remove these 3 fasteners, and this is the wrench that comes from Stihl. I don't think I'm going to need very many tools to take this apart, if I remember correctly. Now we've got the fasteners out, we're going to make a tool that bolts on where the bar went, puts force on the crankshaft, and pushes the 2 halves of the crankcase apart. And the easiest way to get the measurements of these fasteners and the tension adjuster is to take the bar off this saw and just trace it on a piece of cardboard. So now I've got to drill all the rest of the holes. Some of the holes are half, some are 3/8, but I'm going to start off with a 1/4 inch for every. All the holes are drilled. We've got a 1/2 inch coarse nut. We're just going to stitch on the piece here. That's all stitched on. Well, folks, here's the tool we made. I'm just going to take some of the rough edges off with a file. I'll lube the bolt up. And if all goes well, it'll still turn in that nut, which I'm sure it will. There we go. We are ready to use this tool now. And while the crankcase is warming up in the furnace, I'm going to take this saw apart, take all the external stuff off. Oh man, I was going to say, I hope that doesn't go flying. Can you believe that? Now if I was 16 years old I'd understand that, but oh, I can't believe I just did that. I heard it go that way, and then I heard it go that way. What are the chances of us finding that E-clip? Well, I'm going to have a look. You won't believe it, but check this out. There it is. Thank you, Father in heaven. Oh my goodness, I'm so glad to find that. The next step, we've got to turn that clutch off the crankshaft. Now we need to stop the flywheel from turning, and something I've seen my father do 40 or 50 years ago actually is fill the void on top of the piston with a piece of nice soft rope. There we go, there's the clutch. Oh, that's funny. It's time for rinse and repeat. We've got the rope in the cylinder. Let's see if we can get this flywheel nut now to come loose. Oh wow, that was easier than I expected. There's a tool to pull this flywheel off. I might turn the camera off on my next step. It's not going to be pretty. That last moment was in camera and the flywheel's loose. And I'll just show you what tools I used. And I'll let your imagination do the rest. It wasn't pretty, but it worked. There we go. There's the jug off. And here we go with a tool we made this morning. You see the nice gap showing? There we go. That was a little nerve-wracking. And this is the actual piece we need. So I got to press the crankshaft now out of this side. Le voila, there we go. One tiny crankshaft, piston and connecting rod. All that for this housing. This is the one I need. Well, this is rinse and repeat again. This is my chainsaw. This is the housing I'm going to replace. So I want to very carefully take this one apart as well. There we go. And our tool worked fantastic. Love it. There we go. There's the good crankshaft. This is the one we want to keep. This is the housing that's broken and we're going to replace. I've got a gasket kit and of course new crankshaft seals. It would be criminal to put this back together without new crankshaft seals. Well folks, I think we're going to call it a day. I've got some other tasks I need to attend to. So I'm going to wash all the parts up, clean it up. We're going to make this a two-part video. In the second part, we'll start putting old Betsy back together. I hope you've enjoyed today's video, folks. Thanks so much for watching. We look forward to seeing you again on Out of the House with Paul.